Rusty and welcome to the channel. We're back out again prospecting, and we've come back to the same spot I was at last year, the one where I found the beer can buried 2 feet underground. So we've come back again and we're going to look at some different areas to where we were before, and I'm traveling with another friend of mine, Ted, who I've been out with before, and we're here for approximately 12 to 14 days, and I'll just show you a quick look around the camp as it is. So we've got nothing's changed on the nav, the caravan. Now if you've seen a recent video, you'll see that I've just added these 2 awning shower tents to the back. One's my toilet, one's my shower, and I've modified the back and put 2 spare wheels on the back of the van. So Starlink's up on the roof, he's working, had him up last night. The gazebo is normal, the quad bike's in here, Ted's setup's over here just next to me, and so this is our playground up here for the next little while. Alright, so come along and we'll see if we can find some gold. Well, I've got what I think is a target, but I'm not 100% sure. I've had some ground noise, I've balanced a couple of times. I want to give you a listen. Yeah, it definitely sounds like a target to me. If I come in from the other way, it's faint, but I'm not sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a scratch around. I'm going to see if it's there. It might be a bit of mineralization. It might be a hot rock. I'm not sure. But let me have a dig and I'll come back and let you know. Alright, well I've scratched the top 3 or 4 inches out of it, and I'll just let you listen to this now. Yeah, so I'll keep digging and see what we find. Yeah, as I said, I wasn't convinced it was a target, and the more I dug down and checked the hole and also checked that what I'd pulled out, I'm just chasing ground noise and probably a little hot rock. So I filled it in and we'll carry on and hope we can find something else. Now in this area I'm working at the moment, someone else has been here recently, and there's quite a few dig holes, and this is one of them. And this is the 3rd dig hole I've gone over that's had a target in it. And when I've dug it up, as you can see here, that is looks like a piece of bullet. The other one had a bit of wire, the other one had a rusty nail in it. So it's like they've dug a target and gone, oh, it's not gold, I'll throw it back in the hole, fill it in. It's not something I would do. You tend to clear up the rubbish and take it with you. But the other holes obviously have found gold in them, so I guess I'm in the right area. I might be a bit late to the party, but yeah, it's just interesting that this is the 3rd one I've walked over that's had a target that's been a piece of rubbish. So yeah, like I said, should take your rubbish with you, don't leave it behind. Well, one of the downfalls of riding a quad bike through the scrub is that right there. We've obviously stuck a bit of stick in the sidewall, so what I'll do is I'll jack it up, take the wheel off, mark where that is, and I've got a plug. I'll see if I can actually plug that. I don't know whether I can in the sidewall, but we'll give it a go. Well, that's a shame. What I thought was a hole is actually, you can see that's a split. That's nearly 1 inch long, that split. So that tyre is well and truly seen better days. So I brought 2 spares. Time to get one on. Well, as a prospector, you always, think you'll find a patch. Now, this area just here, I had a couple of targets and I found a couple of nails, and I kept moving around, and as I was moving down and moving down here, I kept finding more. So I just want to show you what I actually found. This is a patch of nails, unfortunately. I don't know how you get so many in one little area unless someone's thrown a handful of them on the ground, but yeah, a little bit frustrating. But yeah, not the patch I was looking for, so we'll carry on. What I've got here is a hot rock. I found it yesterday, and I'll just show you what it sounds like when you run the coil over it. So typically a hot rock is a highly mineralized rock, but you never know. Ted's had them where he's actually found a nugget inside them. So I'm going to take this hot rock and put it in this dolly pot. This is Ted's dolly pot. It's just basically a piece of pipe with a plate and this is an old axle shaft. So you stick the rock in, crush it up, and then go over it again. So what I'll do is I'll just put the camera over on the table and crush it up, and we'll put the crushings onto I've got a plastic lid, and we'll run the coil over it again. Now sometimes being mineralized, when you break it up, you can sort of lose that signal, so we'll just see what we can find. That's the plastic lid I'm going to put the crushings onto. Now I'm going to wear my monogoggles because I don't want bits of rock and stuff flying in my face. Right, fits in there. Alright, so give it a bit of a... Now I've crushed up the rock into this lid, so I've got some pretty small pieces here. So I'll just run the coil over it. So there's still a noise, so it's... What I'll do now is I'll just take it scoop by scoop, run the scoop over the coil, and then see if we can sort of pinpoint that area. So now that I've crushed it up, we've sort of lost that signal. So whatever the mineralization was in that condensed form in that rock has sort of dissipated now, but it was still worth trying. I'll just pour this back in here once more. I'll just run the coil over it again. I mean, that's quite loud, so you'd think there might be something in there, but no, it looks like the mineralization is compressed in the rock. Once you break it up, it disappears, but still a good exercise to do. You never know. As I said, Ted found a small nugget in a hot rock once, so you've always got to test them. The main feature of this ridgeline that runs down through here is a series of mine shafts. There's about 7 or 8 in total, including some small workings as well as like decent shafts. And over the back side here, I noticed as I was riding around, I've come across this ironstone and quartz sort of outcrop here, and one runs down that way, and there's another, and that quartz back there is sort of more white quartz than ironstone, but this little rock formation is different. And from some teachings I've had, you know, things that are different need I guess an opportunity to have a swing around them and see what caused this, and maybe there's some gold as a result of this ironstone and quartz outbreak. You can see some of these rocks. I mean, can I get my shed away here? I mean, there's a lot of quartz and ironstone in this. There's other bits that are sort of got banded iron through it, so definitely worth a look through here. I'm not going to spend all day, but this does slope down, and there's a big creek line that runs down through there, so I may work my way down to that creek as well, and we'll see what we can find. Now, I've been working my way down that little ironstone and quartz outcrop there, and there's a track through here, and there's a little wash away. I'm not sure whether that's an old digging or whether that's a footprint of a cow or something, or it's a lizard hole, but anyway, listen to this. So that's worth a dig. So I'll scratch the ground and see if I find, I'll come back and show you. Well, unfortunately, that wasn't the desired result. That's a little piece of wire. I can add that to the collection I've got over the last week. We still haven't got on the board regarding gold in a week. So I've got enough nails to start a hardware store, but still no gold. So well, we'll fill this in and keep going. Oh, Well, we've had a bit of good news in the gold department. This morning Ted found a small nugget, went 0.4 of a gram, and it sort of, I think, lifted both of us. It's been a hard slog for the last week. So that's a good thing. At least we sort of know the area that we're in has got gold in it. It's just a case of being able to put our coils over it. So yeah, so Ted's on the board. I'm hoping I can do the same soon. We find all sorts of things out here in the goldfields. This, I'd say, is an old lease corner marker. So the stake here on the ground, you've got a row of rocks marking that direction. If I turn around here, you'll see there's a row of rocks that way. So this would have been one of the corners, and yeah, the lease would have obviously extended up there, whatever size it was. So yeah, it's interesting that these markers have survived all these years, and I guess if someone pegged a lease here, there must have been some gold. So again, that's encouraging for us. We'll see if we can find some. Well, it's a bit late in the day to be digging big holes, I tell you, but I don't know what it is. I've been digging this hole, and every time I think I've dug it out, I haven't. So there's something in there. God knows what it is. Probably a bloody... Yeah, see, it's all over the place. It's showing up as... I've missed it somewhere. It's either a can or a bit of metal somewhere. I haven't found it yet. It won't beat me, but it's a bit of a pain, I tell you. All right, let me keep digging. I'll see what I find. I'll come back and show you. Yeah, I found it. It's in here. It's a tin lid. So I must have been catching it with the side of the coil, and when I come on the other side, I was catching it as well. So dug an awfully big hole for a tin lid, but oh well. Fill it in and we'll keep going. I just wanted to show you what a week's worth of junk looks like. We've got these metal tin lids. I'm not quite sure what these discs are. A couple of old metal can tops. I even found a rusty tent peg and some of these old can openers with the winder on them. Little pit pony shoe. Heap of nails. I've got enough nails to open a hardware store. These rivets and that come out of, I guess, an old pair of jeans or something buried in the ground. These little staples, they're fun chasing them. All these bits of tin, and down here we got some bullets and bullet shells and bits of alfoil, and yeah. So unfortunately, other than Ted's little piece of gold, we're struggling to find some gold here, but the junk is everywhere. Well, we've made the decision to pack up and move to some other leases about 100 k's away, so on the south side of Meekatharra. So we've packed up, we're just about ready to hit the road, and where we're going, there's some other people already over on those leases, so we'll catch up with them. They've been finding a bit of gold apparently, so we'll see how we go. We've only got a few days left of our trip, and we'd rather put some time over there on that ground rather than keep hitting this ground here and just finding junk. So I said we'll be on the road soon and we're heading over there. Well, we've set up camp here. So we're amongst a few other people here, actually friends of ours, people we know. So I'll just show you what we've got here. So same as before, same setup. Ted's here. Over here there's a couple of others on this other campsite. So we're going to spend a few days on these leases, and there's also a little bit of pending ground out to the west, and we may go and look at that as well. So these other guys have been finding a little bit of gold, so hopefully it's our turn.
Now, I thought the camera was on when I was filming the first part of this digging up this target, but I'd actually turned it on as I put it down, so that's the reason why this looks the way it does. So anyway, as you can see, we've actually dug up a nice target, and you'll see what it looks like very shortly.
Oh, it's fucking gold all through it. Alright, let me have a look. There's gold in there, and I cleaned that end off. I think I've made it worse by pouring the water over it, but yeah, see the gold in there? Wow, it's got gold all through it. Now that's just a specie, but it was really loud, like it screamed its head off, and I've just dug up some tin and it screamed the same, so I can't pick it. But oh, I mean, obviously there's more rock than gold in there, but as a specie, yeah. All right, I'm going to mark this area and I'm going to have a look around some more and see if I can find some more. Surely that can't be the only one by itself, but yeah, pretty excited all the same. Now, I've just pulled that specie out of there. Where's my hand? There, I've just pulled that specie out of there, and I went to walk away. I thought, no, I'll just check the ground, and I'll give you a listen. I just scraped the rocks off in case it was something there, but there's definitely something there. All right, let me scratch the ground, and I'll see what we come up with. All right, I'm starting to think this might be ground noise. See, it's just singing like that. It's not really pinpointing a spot like that specie did. So I think I might be chasing a bit of ground noise here, but I'll just check it with my scoop and I'll come back to you if I find anything. Well, so what would Rusty know about ground noise? I chased it round, and it is another little specie. Now, you probably can't see it in the camera, but right on that top point there, right there between my fingertips, there's a couple of little specks of gold in that specie. So, we're sort of in this hole here, and just there, that's where I dug that big one from. So, that's it. It's much smaller, but tell you what, it made the coil scream. Now listen to this. Once I uncovered it, yeah. So, right, not only have we got one bit, we got two this afternoon. So that's it, even more excitement. All right, I'll see if I can find some more. There is where I found those two species side by side. I've come 3 meters and so something, I think it's about there. So I'll have a little scratch around and we'll see what we can find. I pulled the pile apart a little bit and it's in here, I think. All right, so you can share the excitement with me. I'm going to put it on the tripod. Oh, hear that? It's in there. Still there. It's gone. So it's in my hand. In there. Oh, what's that? That's a lump of mud. So it could be in that little pile of mud there. Not there. Let me break this open. I've broken the mud open a bit. We'll try again. Apologies for all that noise. Something's close to the coil. No. Okay, reckons it's in here. Let me have a look. It's going to be small, whatever it is. There it is. I think that's it. There it is. Yeah, there's a little bit of gold there. And a little bit. Almost looks like another specie, actually. Let me put it on there. Yeah, it looks a bit like more like a specie than a true nugget, but it's all gold. That's 3. 2 more and it's a patch. Okay, I'll keep digging around, see if we can find some more. Well, I've come back out to the site this morning where I found those species yesterday, and what I try and do is I just, from the centre of where I find them, I sort of create a 50 metre by 50 metre square and put the gold finds right in the middle of that, and then divide that up into four quarters, if you like, and then systematically work each quarter up and down, so you're walking out 25 metres and come back and move down that line. So I'm getting a bit wonky when I'm walking, so I'm going to drag a chain behind me and sort of chain the area and just see if I can find any gold. I've also put a smaller coil on, which is a little bit more sensitive. This gold seems to be fairly close to the surface, so that's my theory. I'm not sure it'll work, but I've got to try it. So yeah, I'll see how that goes. What I have found this morning already is a couple of bullets and the ring pull out of a cool drink can. So there's a little bit of junk here, but nowhere near as much as we were finding at the other location. So anyway, we'll see how we go. So when I come up to this site this morning, my friend Ted came with me as well, and he's been working an area north of where I am, up along the creek, and he's already picked up a couple of little nuggets this morning. So it's encouraging that there's some nuggets in the area. We just need to hope we can find a few more. So yeah, that's encouraging that this area has a little bit of gold in it. And once again, apologies for the wind noise. It's been howling up here for days. The other day it was that strong you just about knock yourself over. So it is a bit windy. I apologize for that, and I guess it's being reflected in the audio of this video. I've been working my way up and down this area out here, and dragging a little chain behind me, and I've just picked up a bullet, and I've just got this target, and it sounds very similar. Now I've got the little coil on, so I'm not familiar with how loud it'll make a target sound, but so it's definitely a target. I just don't know what it is yet, so I'll have a little scrape and come back and show you. I've isolated it to this pile, this part of the pile, so let's have a look and see what we can find. Really? Whatever it is, it's little. It's a bloody hot rock. I guess I was due to find one. I haven't found one since the other day. Yeah. Oh well, we'll take it home and we'll crush it and see if there's anything in it. But no, not gold. Well, we spent all day out here on this area of ground, mainly just working on that, chaining that area around where I found those nuggets. Didn't find any more, found a little bit of junk. I said Ted found a couple of nuggets just further north from here. Had a bit of a scout around there as well, didn't find anything. So anyway, it's getting late in the day. It's time for a nice hot shower and a beer, I think. All right, let's weigh these nuggets. That's the little one. That's gone 0.62 of a gram. This is the small specie. That's gone 2.15 grams, 2.17. And this big gold specie, let's see what he does. All right, 34.14. All right, let's put them all on for a total. 36.95. Now remember that a lot of those species is probably rock. So if you take this big one here, see there's gold through there, there's gold through there, and up here, yeah, that big lump there is probably, I mean, you might get, I don't know, 4 or 5 grams maybe out of all this. So you know, you have to account for the weight of the rock, and there is a way to do it. There's a specific gravity test we can do, and I'm not sure how to do it, but Google's my friend. I'll work out how to do it and see if we can actually sort of calculate how much gold is actually in this specie. The smaller one, oh, can't focus now. Yeah, see the smaller ones, there's quite a lot of rock in there too. I mean, it only weighed, what, 2.1 grams. It's probably half, 3/4 of a gram of gold in there maybe. But again, a specific gravity test might be able to tell us. Well, sadly the trip's come to an end. We're packing up this afternoon. We're hitting the road tomorrow morning. We've had a great time out here. So the first lease we visited, we only found that rubbish, which is a bit of a shame. But coming here, we turned the tables a little bit and we got those nice specimens for the trip. So if you like the video, a thumbs up would be appreciated. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button's down here. And if you give it a thumbs down, I appreciate you putting in the comments what it is you didn't like, because I'm always trying to make better content. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in the description below to buy me a coffee. I certainly appreciate all the support I've been getting on the channel. Just like to thank Ted for coming along with me. We've been out a couple of times now and we found gold, so maybe he's my good luck charm. I should bring him again. So that's it for this video. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.